Okay, I'm going to put a short hold on the mighty vlog, the return of the mighty vlog. Preparation. What is the point, Anthony? Really? Yeah, I'm trying to find out who I am. And even the words that I use, I'm not really happy with the words that I use because they misrepresent me as such, which is interesting. I'm finding that my written word is sort of not equal to my verbal word, or my written presentation is not equal to my physical, visible presentation. I won't be waiting to equalise that before continuing my vlogging. The nature of vlogging will assist me to equalise the two, most definitely. Still pissing about a little bit though, and I'm not really wanting to waste my time incorrectly applying myself, and that I'm the one who decides what's correctly applied, applicable, though the principle of what's best for all is actually the principle that I will be working from. Another thought I had earlier that, you know, I've often said I have no solutions myself as such, beyond man needs to realise it himself, itself. Man being a human, non-sexually defined, non-definable beyond life. I am life, that's what I am. I am alive. I don't define myself beyond that, actually. I try to say I'm a piece of equal life to not create differentiation between myself and other life. Life moves and breathes. All life moves and breathes, though combustion engines also move and breathe, so there is something amiss in that definition itself, probably. Short interlude while I prepare myself. I am naked, I must be ashamed, therefore I must be ashamed, apparently, because I know what's good and evil. The words, polarities. Am I ashamed? No, not actually. Mocking, sardonic wit is called, apparently. And I have extensively applied myself sardonically previously, and it is not best for all. We all walk around sardonically mocking, although mocking is a definition of the word sardonic anyway, so there are some religions that won't show their chest to their God, believing it would offend him. How can, if there's a God and he's created a being, how is he going to be offended by looking at its nakedness? I mean, that just doesn't make fucking sense, that. Which says the rest of the religion doesn't make sense, because if any one aspect of anything doesn't make sense, then all of it needs addressing. Something David Icke drew my attention to was the holographic nature of existence. And if you look at it, it's an actual something to consider anyway. And holographic, hologram, holistic, all, the whole. It is a basic realism that wholeness, allness, oneness is understood, realised as actual. And I'm not going to go into it further in this vlog, because this vlog is an explanation vlog of why I'm not making any more vlogs whilst I'm making more vlogs. That's called chunning in my culture. So I'm ashamed of my nakedness, apparently. No, I say I'm not, and because I'm not, then I'm not human, because it's human nature, apparently, to be ashamed of one's nakedness, according to the great book. Although that book's not that great, I find it's just probably gossip. So I've said this before. Anyone who wants to believe such thing, and I don't, and so I won't, because I can do what I want. Though what I want is, I want a world where all life can live with dignity equally, and to enable that to occur, to be real, is all must be considered, and therefore what's best for all is the principle in that. I haven't been doing many favours to the cause. I don't know. I mean, people decide what they want to anyway, because that's human nature. Humans can decide for themselves, though they won't accept they are responsible for themselves in that, though they will merrily decide for themselves anything they decide themselves. To be able to decide, which is whatever they want to decide. So that's called taking responsibility for that, what one decides one is and is doing and is participating in as self. Anyone who believes in free will, for instance, well, for a start, free will, anything in any context, free will in any context has consequences, and therefore cannot definitively be called free in any context. I mean, that's just basic, like anything, there's a consequence for that. Went over there, and there's a consequence for it. Butterfly flapped its wings, it's a well-known pre-programmed understanding of such things. There are consequences to anything anyone does, and so therefore, because of the consequences, or a consequence of the consequences, it cannot be considered free, because, well, looking the words up in your own dictionary. I've moved from the point that I'm still meandering out. I'm going to get some direction into what I'm doing, although the direction is yesterday's vlog is the start point for a series of vlogs that allows me to further my process with dignity, which means less merriment and more consideration of what's best for all. Because if it's not something that all can themselves do, then it is not best for all. If it's only me can do it, and I don't mean there's only me can do it because only I can do it, anyone can do anything they decide they want to do. The only reason why they won't be able to do it generally is as a consequence of the limiting of themselves. Obviously there are people who are not able-bodied, let's say, to sort of cover the point who obviously can't do some things that I can do, though that would be just to make excuses. The majority of people are able-bodied. I mean, we might be moving into an era where ultimately if we don't deal with ourselves properly, we won't actually majoritively be able-bodied, and the sort of societal civilization that creates, well, we are creating it. I mean, look around, and then you'll see what we're doing to ourselves. Civilization. And what there was before civilization? Savagery, apparently, according to the movies. They're not civilized, they're savages. They say to the civilization that considers all life. And why do they say that? Because it doesn't see wealth and value in things that are intrinsically not valuably wealthy. Well, look, there's a shiny bit of metal and there's not lots of it. Let's say it's worthy of death. Apparently gold's got its uses. Something to do with conductivity of electricity. There are those who believe with gold you can, well, it's an old magic thing. Gold is a metaphor as well for something valuable. Probably can't hear what I'm saying. So I'm going to make a quick exit from the application that I just instigated there. Might be 7 days before I return, as I have serious things to deal with that. Although I'll be making vlogs about not smoking when I start stopping, which will be at some point today. It's a fucking interesting story in itself. I'm not quite sure how much of it I'll expound as. I've already got my list of reasons why I'm doing it, and none of them are valid, so yeah. I'll see whether this one uploads 13 minutes means it'll be 14 minutes in reality. Time, space, continuum.